All right, so in the last video, we made this base form here, and now we're going to go ahead and implement first of many ways to make a form in React. So we're going to use query selectors, which is a way you can just do in regular vanilla HTML and JavaScript. But that's one of the first ways I learned how to make a form. So let's copy our base form. Let's paste into our components. Let's rename it to a query selector form. Let's rename our component query selector form. Query selector. And let's bring it into our app. So let's comment this out. And let's bring in our query selector form. There we go. Okay, so query selector form. So we're just going to select our inputs. So for this one, all we have to do is just create a submit handler. So on submit, let's create a handle submit function. And let's go ahead and bring our console log here. Let's bring this to the bottom. Console. There we go. And let's create our handle submit function. So const handle submit. And this will take in our event. And let's just do TypeScript form event HTML form element. So first we'll do event.prevent default. Okay. And now let's go ahead and grab each and every our inputs using query selectors. So we can do const email input is equal to document.query selector. Email, our ID of email. So now let's do it again for username. Username input. So query selector, I believe, is more modern than using get element by ID, which I'll go ahead and use right now. Document on get element by ID. But I prefer to use get element by ID over query selector because it just has more meaning in its own. And when you call it, like, it's more readable, I feel, and you don't have to put the additional pound sign. So I just think it's more readable. So I'm gonna keep going with the get element by ID. Const color input is equal to document.get element by ID color, and then const bio input is equal to document.get element by ID bio. So this is just the inputs. We have to get the values. So I'm going to construct something called form data. And let's just go ahead and get the values. Email is going to be email input.value. I could do this all together, but this is more readable for the tutorial, I feel. Email input be like this. Oh, not comma, actually. So it's possible null. It's a TypeScript thing. So what I'm going to do is attach to each of these as string. Oh no, sorry. I should be doing that down here. As string. Actually, I should be doing that right over here. As HTML input element. This is a HTML select element. This is a HTML text area element. Okay. Apologies for that. So this would be a username input dot value. Then a password. Password would be password input dot value. Maybe just copy this down twice. So here we'll have password. This would be color, and then password bio. Okay, so this should be good. And all I have to do is now just log the form data. Console.log form data. Let's see what we get. Let's do example at email.com. Example user name. Example password. Let's do the color of green. Let's do bio. This is an example. Submit. Here we go. We got all of our data. Bio, color, email, password, username. And then one additional thing is, once you get the data here, go ahead and send it to your API or whatever you want to do with it. And now you can also reset the form by doing event.target.reset. But TypeScript's not going to be happy about that, so just wrap this in parentheses and say as HTML form elements. Let's do it one more time. If we press submit, it should reset, and there we go. So that's the first way to do forms, using query selectors and get element by ID.